Welcome back, Wolfpack Verlis here. We have a battle with Carol showing us an Eeveelution doubles team. I am down for that one, so let's go and start this battle. The excitement is pretty real. It's cool to just see, mono water, Eeveelutions, just fun, whimsical teams that bring out the spirit of Pokemon battling, and that's going to be Espeon Glaceon Open. Okay, so they're pulling it together pretty well against the Metagross Zapdos. Espeon's got Magic Bounce. Not really going to be too beneficial, it looks like, and just going to get that Yawn straight onto the Metagross, and Glaceon's going to set up the Hail. So, Hail is mostly going to be for Glaceon, I guess, like just itself. Don't know if we can get Espeon to make use of that, but we're going to see how this goes. So, Metagross going to use Earthquake, and Glaceon going to get some avoidance out of that Hail. Not bad at all. And Espeon's just going to take a little bit of damage, but that's some super tankiness, or maybe it's just a tank Metagross so it's not dealing too much damage. But not bad for the first turn right there, getting set up and getting going. And Zapdos, so a little bit of tankiness on Zapdos. The leftovers is going to heal what the Hail is dealing. And Metagross is like, I don't want to be a part of this. This is too much damage, not enough damage, I don't know. So Charizard is going to come in, and Espeon's going to go for the Calm Mind. So Espeon starting to get the steamroll going with those stat boosts. And it's just, I gotta see how this plays out. So that's going to be a Blizzard coming from the Espeon, setting up the Hail, doing monstrous damage to the Zapdos, and almost knocking out Charizard. Whoa, big hit right there. I guess just pure special attack investment or something. That's ridiculous. And Espeon just going to take a bit of Hail damage. Charizard taking Hail damage, and Metagross comes in. Metagross is like really just going to have to Bullet Punch the Glaceon. Glaceon ends up switching out and goes into the Vaporeon, so it's going to be a resist on that Bullet Punch, while also going into something that's going to be strong against Charizard Y. Also, good switch right there, just anticipating, Charizard Y is going to get rid of my Hail. I have no point being on the field against Sun as an Ice type, against the Metagross and a Fire type. Playing it very good right there. Flame Burst, going to go, and that's going to hit Vaporeon. And is that also going to be the Bullet Punch? Oh, Flame Burst hits both Pokemon. Right, I remember looking at the Flame Burst. It actually like hits both and bounces. It's actually pretty cool like that. So, Earthquake from the Metagross again. Espeon, not going to take too much damage. Vaporeon, just a super tanky Pokemon. And Citrus Berry is going to be with Espeon. And then Charizard's like, well, that didn't work out at all. So, Vaporeon just going to be able to tank it up. Lapras comes in. Lapras has its own bag of tricks, and Metagross getting switched out, so double switching, that just might not be good, because Espeon can set up that Calm Mind again, and we also could be looking at some Vaporeon setup, so Espeon's like, Calm Mind, yo, I'm gonna get set, so maybe, like, defensive Espeon, and then it uses Calm Mind. I could see that working in Espeon's favor right there, and Vaporeon is just going to Scald, but the switch into the Water Absorb Lapras pays off. So there we go, Dazzling Gleam, even with that +2, not going to do a lot to Moltres. Lapras is too tanky. Moltres going to take use of that of the sunlight and throw out a Solar Beam. That's going to hit Vaporeon, but it is not enough. Vaporeon going to go for the Scald onto Zapdos, or not Zapdos, Moltres. Now remember, because the sunlight is out, Scald is doing less damage. Lapras is going to Body Slam the Espeon, and it's like really just not a lot of damage being done to either side. Vaporeon ends up switching out. Leafeon comes in. Leafeon can make use of that sunlight with the Chlorophyll. I guess he wanted to play it safe, with the Charizard. You're not going to switch a Leafeon into Charizard Sun. So, Solar Beam, by anticipating that, taking use of the Chlorophyll, Solar Beam is not going to do a lot of damage to the Leafeon. Nope, solidly resisted hit right there. And Lapras with the Body Slam, I guess trying to paralyze Espeon, that could slow it down, getting damage. There's the paralysis. And Espeon now a little slowed down, still has a good amount from the Calm Minds though. And depending on how this plays, you can pick off Moltres really easily. Dazzling Gleam is going to be able to do some damage across both. So Knockoff going to hit Moltres, and maybe a Psychic or something was aimed for that Charizard, which was the Lapras. So Dazzling Gleam yet again. Is the resist power going to be enough? No, Charizard Y does go down, even after all of that. So opponent's trying to switch to gain advantage, and the Eevees, their diversity is really coming through. It's like, okay, you're going to take away my Hail, I'm going to bring in this. You're going to put in Sun, I'm bringing in this. And now it's Metagross and Lapras on the field, and this is just Eevee domination. Leafeon now using Swords Dance. It wants to close out the game hard. So Metagross going to Earthquake. Espeon might tank it up. Espeon barely survives. Lapras takes a hit from that. Lapras going to double down the Ice Beam onto Leafeon with the Earthquake. Leafeon does go down to the Ice Beam. And now Espeon needs to heal up or something. Ooh, but it's paralyzed. So that paralysis coming through. And Jolteon. Well, Jolteon's going to be able to pick off Lapras. Lapras has actually been getting in some work with the paralysis and just being too tanky to deal with. And now Nidoqueen comes in. So that's going to absorb any kind of hit unless it's a Shadow Ball. The opponent guessed wrong, and that's a Shadow Ball sneaking its way, a super effective hit into Metagross. Takedown is going to finish off the Espeon. Overkill on the crit. Crit mattered, though. And wonder what the Nidoqueen's going to be up to. Life Orb going to be doing a little more to Metagross. And Vaporeon is back on the field. So Jolteon just going to get those outspeeds with the Shadow Ball. And, I mean, Vaporeon's also in a good position to just scald out the Nidoqueen. No more Sun, high amounts of damage potential, and it's still got a little bit of health left. So Poison Jab actually going to try to finish off the Vaporeon, and it does. So the opponent looking for the trade and getting it right there. Now it's Lapras on the field versus Jolteon and Glaceon. Glaceon came out earlier, so I mean, the matchup seems very favorable. Ooh, except Lapras dodges the Thunder. Glaceon's going to get that Hail off. And really, like, Jolteon just needed to Thunder and finish off that Lapras. And then the Blizzard's going to be huge onto Nidoqueen. So Earthquake. Lapras going to get hit up really hard. Jolteon going to get knocked out from it. But now I think the Blizzard range is real. So Lapras, Ice Beam doesn't really do too much. Nidoqueen getting hit by the Hail. Healed up by Black Sludge. And I mean, I feel... Oh, and Sylveon. Wait, we haven't even seen Sylveon yet. So, I mean, I feel that the Glaceon Blizzard going to be enough to maybe double KO here. I don't know, the Super Resist on Lapras might, yeah, so that was, you know, the 1/4 damage. Oh, and that was still a crit. Okay, what was I thinking? Yeah, Lapras is just too tanky for that, but it does knock out the Nidoqueen. Hyper Voice going to finish off Lapras. Lapras, it was tanky. It was doing the most on the team, but it goes down in the end, and that's the Eeveelution domination. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, if you like Eevees, you know, let's leave a like for this one. That was a cool video right there. And I hope you guys get ready for some more Fan Friday action.